What up, peeps? Mr.Bones back at you for another DollarTree Theater. And what we're going to talk about is Wolf Cop. I got this just in time last night in the mail from Maverick Media. I won it in his contest. And it is from the Dollar Tree, but I didn't want to watch part 2 without seeing the first one, so I streamed the first one. And we're not just going to talk about the second one without talking about the first one. So we're going to do it like this. Wolf Cop, made in 2014. As a series of strange and violent events begin to occur, an alcoholic policeman realizes that he has been turned into a werewolf as part of a larger plan. Directed by Lowell Dean, written by Lowell Dean, stars Leo Farford, Amy Mazzio, and Sarah Lynn. Starring Leo Farford as Lou Garou, who is also the Wolf Cop, Amy Mazzio as Tina Walsh, who is his partner at the police station, and Jonathan Cherry as Willie Higgins, who runs the local gun shop and is best friends with Lou. So you have Lou Garou, who down here in the trivia on IMDb says Lou Garou means werewolf in French. This movie is a blast. It's very cheesy, but fun as hell. And it reminds me of like Teen Wolf, but instead of a teen in high school, it's a wolf cop. And so you have Lou Garou. He is out in the woods and finds a guy tied up to a tree, and then someone comes up from behind him and knocks him out, dressed in like a druid outfit type deal, like these occultists. It doesn't show till later, but they do some kind of ritualistic shit to him, and he wakes up in his bed, and then he realizes he has a pentagram cut into his chest, and he goes over to the mirror and tries to shave, but it shows these hair follicles growing right back. And so he goes on about his day, and it shows him in the local bar, and the bartender lady has shown a lot of interest in him for some reason. I think she knows who he is, what he is, and she's trying to take him home, but he has to use the bathroom first. And while he's in there, you see his first transformation, which is pretty crazy and pretty wild. Like, it shows something. Says first time I've seen something like this in a movie. He's taking a piss in the urinal, and all of a sudden his yellow piss turns red, and it pans down to him holding his junk, which starts inflating like a squeezed balloon. Pretty much while he's in his transformation, the first thing that turns werewolf is his wiener, and then the rest of him. And it's a pretty cool transformation. Then all of a sudden you have Sons of Anarchy coming in there trying to kill him, a biker gang, which he destroys. Then the next scene has this funny scene where him and his partner Tina and like a forensics guy or something are investigating the bathroom where he destroyed all those people, and his partner picks up this face and is like, oh look, it looks like a face, it sort of looks like you, and holds it in front of her face and imitates him and goes, hey guys, I'm going to the local brewery, going to investigate. But it's actually his face from where he did his transformation and burst out of his human skin. That was kind of funny. And then he embraces that he's the wolf cop, and he goes running around fighting crime, stops this group of baddies called the Piggies that's been robbing their local convenience store. And they're like, who the hell are you? And he says, the Fuzz, which was a funny line. And then him and his buddy, they are out patrolling in this new Wolfmobile he made, where he went into a garage and turned a police car into like a Mad Max Wolfmobile type thing, painted it all black and turned the lights sideways and scratched a W in the hood. They're out patrolling and crash into this barn where it's like a clubhouse for bad guys, and just starts annihilating all of them, and he literally fucking rips a dude's face right off the front of his skull, and the guy's wandering around without his face. Pretty awesome. And after they're done patrolling, they go back to the police station, and the bartender lady is there dressed in like a Little Red Riding Hood outfit, sorta, with like a red hood. And so the wolf cop tells Willie to get out of there. And another weird scene for this movie is they have a sex scene, a werewolf and a human female. Pretty long scene with a music montage, and so it turns out after they get done, she turns into her original form because she's a shapeshifter, and her actual form is like a 200-year-old lady, and she was trying to get him into a weakened state to knock him out and take him back to the other occultist people so they can try to drain him of his blood to get power from him or something. And there's a lot more to this movie, but I'll be talking all night if I try to deep dive the whole damn movie. It's an awesome ass movie. I'd highly recommend anyone check it out. So another Wolf Cop, the sequel. More fur and fang fury than ever before. Dirtier and hairier. A fun, gory, and hilarious midnight movie. A year has passed since the Dark Eclipse transformed hard-drinking officer Lou Garou into the infamous lycanthrope crime fighter. Although the evil that controlled Woodhaven was defeated, the community is far from returning to normal. A villainous entrepreneur is looking to open a new brewery and revive the local hockey team, but it's clear he has ulterior motives. With a new mayor, played by Kevin Smith, and the new chief of police, Amy Mazzio, which is Tina from the first one. Wolf Cop has his work cut out for him when he has to save the town all over again. Yeah, a surprise to me, I didn't know Kevin Smith was in this. And there's this new beer in this movie called Chicken Milk. And the slogan is, he's got one and he says, "Slam a cold cock, baby." It's like, what the hell? And yeah. So this one, while I will say I enjoyed it, I can't say that I liked it as much as the first one. The first one was great. This one, they seem to have poured the cheese on a lot more, like they drenched it in cheese. As I forgot to mention about the first one, the baddies, the bad guys, were like these alien lizard shapeshifters. And so in this one, they found a way to come back in this new beer called Chicken Milk. Chicken Milk is highly advertised in commercials and by the spokesperson and distributed out. Kind of reminds me of The Stuff, highly marketed pudding that is bad. This is this beer, everybody loves it, they're all consuming it, is a way to bring back the shape-shifting alien lizard things that once you drink it, they have this little device, they play a certain type of music and it makes these alien things form and burst out of their bellies that look like tiny Shin Godzillas or Yoshi from the live action Mario movie. You pick. Either way, it's pretty cheesy and weird. And so Willie from the first one, who dies, shows back up in this movie randomly in a box of gooey shit where the aliens probed him and whatnot, and he has one of those in his belly, but it's different from the others. For some reason it kind of looks like a big ass penis with eyeballs and a mustache, but eventually it turns into one of the Yoshis too, or Shin Godzillas, whatever you want to call it. And there's all kinds of crazy shit in this. The bad guys make some kind of cyborg named Frank that fights the wolf cop and roughs him up pretty bad. So Willie takes him to his sister that he all of a sudden has, because they're like estranged. They haven't talked in a long time, and she knows a lot about a lot of stuff. And she mixes him up some kind of powder to sniff that's called moon dust or something that snaps him out of it. And so there's a weird scene where those two get together and she sniffs some of that shit and goes behind a little dressing wall thing and comes back out. And you can see that she's stowing skin off. She's bursting out of her skin, a transformation like scene. And she's some kind of lichen cat thing. I don't know what the fuck you call it. And then they have sex, but for some reason he doesn't turn into a werewolf while they do it, so it's kind of like interspecies sex. It's pretty fucking weird. And she looks weird, like cat creature with like 6 titties, and I don't know. There's a big scene at a hockey arena where everybody's drinking that beer and the main baddie plays the music and those creatures start bursting out of everybody's bellies. This movie's pretty like out there. It seems like it could be made by, should be distributed by Full Moon or Troma or even Wild Eye. And it was enjoyable and watchable, but not half as good as the first one in my opinion. And yeah, that was my reviews on the Wolf Cop movies. Peace.